Now, as we've been saying, of course, coronavirus has preoccupied most people at Westminster over the last 4 months. But for some MPs, they've been particularly hands-on. Qualified medics on the green benches have been working in the NHS during the pandemic. And our reporter Daniel Kramer has been talking to some of them about their experiences on the wards, in consulting rooms and behind the scenes too.
So I'm Maria Caulfield and I'm the MP for Lewes in East Sussex. Well, I mean, I'm a qualified nurse. Before I was elected, I'd been, my whole working life, been working as a nurse in the NHS. And I kept my registration when I got elected and routinely did, a couple of shifts a month in my old hospital, kept my hand in. But when I became a government whip at the end of last year, with the ministerial code, you kind of couldn't have a second job. So I kind of stopped doing my shifts for a little while. But when the COVID crisis came, I really felt strongly that I wanted to kind of be there on the front line with colleagues. So I had to get approval from the Prime Minister and also the Cabinet Secretary as well. And they were very happy to allow me to do that. So I did go back on the bank and been working some shifts at my old hospital.
Of course, these MPs are still doing their day jobs in Parliament and their constituencies. But they can also bring this NHS experience to the Commons.
Maria Caulfield.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. And I declare an interest as someone who's worked as a nurse for over 20 years in the NHS and still works.
I asked Maria Caulfield whether her NHS work affects the way she approaches Parliament, in particular her conversations with ministers.
So there's a number of us who went back to the front line to do some shifts, and I think they see us slightly differently now rather than the other way around. And they will often say, how is it? Are you getting the testing you need? Are you getting the PPE you need? So they're very interested in the feedback from the front line.
It was clear talking to these MPs just how much of a personal impact it's had on them. They've had direct experience of the NHS response to the biggest challenge in a century, all while the country as a whole faced an unprecedented crisis.